We'll meet Irving ISD's middle school artists.
We'll preview Mainstage Irving Las Colinas' new show.
And we'll travel to the Irving Convention Center for Fiber Fest 2015.
All this and more coming up About Town.
Hello everyone and welcome to About Town. I'm Zipporah Hopkins.
And I'm Kathy Whiteman. I am thrilled to welcome Zipporah to the co-host seat. She's been learning the television biz here at ICT as a production assistant, and we just had to put her on camera. So, you've been here a while. What do you think?
Well, my undergrad was in broadcast journalism, so right now I'm just getting my bearings in the industry, and I've been blessed to be under the leadership and tutelage of an amazing mentor.
Oh, that's making me blush.
So it's been an amazing experience.
Well, it's great having you here, and I love seeing you in the co-host seat, and we're really glad that you guys could be with us too for details on everything the Irving Heritage Society has planned for celebrating Irving, the city and the man.
We'll also learn about the Irving Schools Foundation Breakfast with the Stars, and we'll get all the scoop on dancing through the decades at Texas Fest 2015.
As always, we invite you to email us and let us know about stories you'd like to see and events you'd like to promote.
So please email us at ictn@cityofirving.org.
We continue our series on Irving ISD's excellent art curriculum with a visit to the middle school's art exhibit. Susan Kamyab has more.
That's on display tonight is Egyptian art, which shows what happened in Egypt. It's a painting done with acrylic paint.
Well, it's based on a book, The Giver. It was a project we had to do. We had to pick our own book and remake the book cover.
Well, I have a pastel of it was based on Georgia O'Keeffe's work, and so it's a hibiscus flower was the original image, and then I kind of distorted it my own way.
Paintings, printmakings, drawings, you name it, and they've probably got it here tonight.
Well, tonight we have our middle school art show. It's a time where all the students who participate in art throughout the year can showcase their work for their families, friends, and other teachers in the district.
An event like this allows students to see what they've done throughout the year and how their art has progressed.
They've progressed quite a bit. At the beginning of the year, they were so, timid and afraid to express themselves through art, but as you encourage and you challenge them, they really kind of step up to the plate and just grow so much over such a short period of time. It's really amazing to see.
And the students' art continues to develop as they learn new techniques within the classroom.
We're learning how to shade and how to sketch out characters to just make comics and be free in art.
Right now we're about to start doing color reels, which shows primary and secondary colors.
Now we just finished our wire sculpture, which was really cool to do. So we got to learn how to solder and to manipulate the wire. And my piece also came out kind of abstract, but that was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
As you can tell, the class lessons have been paying off. It's gratifying for parents, teachers, and students to be able to admire different types of artwork from all over the district.
I guess because I think it brings a different aspect to it when you see it actually hung up and see other people looking at it. And I just think it's really cool.
For About Town, this is Susan Kamyab reporting.
The Irving exhibition of student art continues with the high school art show, March 25th through 29th, and concludes with the senior portfolio show, April 1st through 12th.
How can a pair of gentlemen's suspenders cause jealousy, controversy, and accusations of infidelity? Mainstage Irving Las Colinas puts the question on stage in their production of A Flea in Her Ear. Here's the preview.
And when one has had one's suspenders sent to one in the post, one has lost them somewhere else.
That's reasonable.
And do you know where this somewhere else is? Do you know where he lost these?
I'm afraid to ask.
At the Frisky Puss Hotel.
Raymond Chandabis has a problem. Her husband's suspenders were found at a hotel notorious for secret rendezvous.
I play Raymond Chandabis. who is the wife of Victor Chandebis.
Ta-ta, darling!
She is in some ways a very typical turn of the century upper middle class lady.
Wait a moment! He'll recognize my handwriting.
Oh, damn, if you've ever written him, he's certain to.
But he won't recognize yours. Lucy, you're the one who's going to write to him.
She's also very flighty. She gets the wrong end of every stick, and she's very comedic.
Main stage Irving Las Colinas presents the French farce of Flea in Her Ear, a turn-of-the-century version of I Love Lucy with maybe a little cheaters thrown in. Raymond and her best friend Lucienne devise a plan to catch her husband in the act.
I play Lucienne, Hominidas de Estangua. She's married to a Spaniard, and she's the best friend of Raymond. And she's enlisted by Raymond to help her write a letter to try and catch her husband having an affair.
Well, you've come to see my wife.
Oh, actually came back. I was here earlier and I spoke with this gentleman as well.
Pleasure. Tell me, did you notice a certain edginess?
In the doctor?
No, in my wife. She doesn't seem to be herself today.
No, I didn't notice anything.
Looks like everybody in this show has a flea in their ear.
And the flea in my ear is that little unsettling thought, that little thing that won't let me go, that keeps bugging me, that keeps irritating me. That's what the flea in my ear is.
A Flea in Her Ear continues through Saturday, April 4th.
This is set the world aside for a couple of hours and come laugh and be entertained.
It is a delightful grand farce.
It's fun, it's flirty.
It's almost in some ways a perfect farce because we have the door slamming, the mistaken identity.
The props and the surprises that happen with some of the set pieces.
Not even a peck on the cheek today.
People not where they're supposed to be and people where they are supposed to be, and all this miscommunication going on.
It just makes for a really exciting time.
And it's so funny and fast and energetic, and we are having such a wonderful time.
To me, more than anything, come be entertained, come have a good time, come laugh. That's really it, because we all need a break.
For ICTN, Zipporah Hopkins reporting.
A Flea in Her Ear continues through April 4th. For showtimes and ticket information, call 972-252-ARTS.
April is fast approaching, and with it, celebrating Irving 2015. Mary Higbee and Dr. Lee Bailey are here with a preview of all of the fun events that are planned for this year. Ladies, it's great to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
I've had the privilege of working with you for the past couple of years on celebrating Irving, the city and the man, and I am always so surprised with the new things that you come up with. This year brings it fully into the 21st century, doesn't it?
It does.
Tell us what's new, Mary.
Well, we're going to do a couple of different things. One is that we're going to allow people to write the questions for the trivia contest.
Aha.
And for every 10 questions that they submit, they get to designate a team to have a save. So if the team is competing, they miss a question, and they've got a save in the bank, then they roll right on to the next round.
Ah, so no deadly elimination for them.
No. We think it'll bring forward some interesting questions and have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I love the trivia contest because it's a real community feeling, but there's also some, there's some bragging rights in there, and people want those bragging rights. So if you've got a way to do a little save, why not?
And the questions can be about Washington, Irving, and the city of Irving's history, as well as community events. So
and local, what am I trying to say? Not local, current events as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I can say that word, current events. So the 21st century portion of this, I guess I should ask you about, Lee. We're going to the internet for one of the events.
We've dabbled a little bit in technology, but this year we decided to use the Google Hangouts forum, which is kind of a virtual chatting, and give our students an opportunity to visit some of the historical and cultural places in Irving. We've got a Google Hangout set up with the Mustang Museum, with the Ruth Payne House, the Heritage House, and then on April 24th with Washington Irving, or Washington Irving. Dr. John Anderson will be playing the role of Washington Irving. That afternoon on the 24th, we'll have it open to the public at Glory House. We'll do a repeat of the tea, repeat of the Google Hangout with added tea for adults only.
So can we send people to the website to buy tickets for events, or how do you
They
want that done?
probably need to call 972-252-3838.
Okay, good
and
deal.
Because it would be limited number of seats, and there will be a $5 donation.
So I should mention before I let you guys leave that every year the Irving Heritage Society sort of takes leadership in this event, but there's a lot of additional organizational support. Do you want to say who?
I certainly do, because the Irving Public Library, the Irving Independent School District, the Irving Black Arts, and the City of Irving all play major roles in the success of it.
Well, it's always a lot of fun. I will encourage everybody to go to the website irvingheritage.com and click the link to the list of events, because there's a lot going on and you don't want to miss any of it. It's way too much fun. Thanks, ladies, so much for being here.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Back to you, Zipporah.
Home, the new film from DreamWorks Animation, features an all-star cast, including Rihanna in her first animated role. Susan Kamyad was at the North Texas premiere and met some of the stars and a hometown hero on the red carpet.
Thanks to a local hero, Cheryl Jackson, the stars have come out for a special red carpet premiere of DreamWorks' latest animated feature, Home. Thanks to Cheryl Jackson's selfless work at Minnie's Food Pantry, she won the GMA Brings Home to Your Hometown contest, which brought out the film's stars, Jim Parsons and Rihanna, to Cinemark West Plano. Thanks for doing this. This is all because of you. How does it feel?
It feels spectacular. There aren't any adjectives to describe how I feel right now, but I'm so grateful.
Hundreds of fans came out in support of Cheryl and for the chance to meet the celebs and also to see an advanced screening of Home, which tells the story of an alien on the run from his own people. But when he lands on Earth, he makes an unlikely friendship with a young girl named Tip, who is on a mission of her own.
Can I come into the out now?
No.
But I can. You are just having to take away the piece of wood.
Thank you so much for your time.
No, please.
Yeah. Well, there's a great quote in the movie that Tip says, "Your mistakes are what make you human." I totally agree with that. Why do you think that sometimes our mistakes, we learn more from our mistakes?
Because those are very thoughtful and intense experiences. And not making a mistake can be a thoughtful and intense experience, but it seems like more often than not making a mistake is a little accidental. You know, a lot of the times mistakes will make you look back and take stock of how you're living, what you're doing in big and small ways. And that's like taking a little class in yourself for a minute, and that's you come out better informed.
Director Tim Johnson told us what he hopes audiences take away from the family film that took him 7 years to make.
Your vehicle is infested.
He's my pet.
Now he is vibrating. Is he going to explode?
Well, I love the idea that you might pass a very quick judgment on someone, but if you got to know them, they really could be your best friend. Or you could hear a song and say, I don't even like it, but then your foot's tapping, and the truth is it might be your new favorite song. I hope audiences find a little bit of that in this.
And as the red carpet wrapped up, audiences got a chance to discover Tim's message and finally watch the adorable adventure comedy. For About Town, this is Susan Kamyab reporting.
He's changing his world.
Among Boov, I do not fit in.
Nobody's perfect. Your mistakes are what make you human. Okay, pee break.
I too has to break pee. Do not eat the blue mints! Thankfully, there is a large bowl of lemonade. Do not drink the lemonade!
DreamWorks Home.
Home opens March 27th at AMC Irving Mall and Regal MacArthur Marketplace. You can catch more of Susan's celebrity interviews online at thischicksflix.com.
The Irving Schools Foundation's annual Breakfast with the Stars is just about a month away, and Crystal Scanio is here with the details. Thank you so much for coming out today, Crystal.
Thank you for having me.
So we've got a few people in the community who might not recognize this event, though it is in its 28th year. So describe it for us.
Sure. Breakfast with the Stars is our celebration of our stars, which are our students that have received our scholarships. And this year I'm happy to announce we're giving out 136 scholarships
to
our kids, totaling over $246,000.
That is really remarkable. because you've got kids who might not have the opportunity to take advantage of that college possibility without you guys raising the money and then funneling it to those deserving students. You mentioned to me earlier that some of these kids are college bound for the first time in their family.
Absolutely. Over 47% of our kids are first-time college attendees. So this really gives them, and thanks to our donors, the opportunity to go to college and find that dream of a career and a college education and hopefully further.
Absolutely. And you also are honoring those sponsors.
Yes, we're honoring our sponsors at the event. Nissan has committed for 12 years now to be our underwriting sponsor, and we're so thankful to have them, because without them we wouldn't have this great event where we can have the students come for free and their families attend for free as well.
And have an opportunity to say, you know, you've done 12 years, you know,
Finally.
and you've done it well,
Right.
and you get to go to college now, and that's, I mean, that is just a wonderful thing. I also think that it's a very cool thing that you guys have been around. Well, the foundation has been around longer, but when you started the Breakfast with the Stars event, people came on board, and some of them have stayed with you for 10, 12 years, like your MC.
Exactly. Our MC, John McKay, he'll be back again for his 12th year to celebrate these kids. And the really neat thing about John McKay is he doesn't just get up there and announce the students' names. He really wants to know their story, and he shares it with all of us.
Yeah, that is great. It's a wonderful event, and it's coming up in about a month. Can you give us the date and the details?
Sure. April 28th at the Irving Convention Center. It's at 9 a.m. this year. Generally in the past it was at 7:30, and the kids want to sleep in, so we made it at 9.
There's some science in there somewhere that says they're supposed to, so I guess
happy
that's okay.
Students, happy event.
I like it. Well, you've got a few tickets left?
We have some tickets left, and they can visit our website to purchase the tickets. It's a very long link, but I can share it with you. It's www.irvingisd.net/foundation/BWTS, Breakfast with the Stars.
Good. We'll make sure that we put that out there on the graphic. And any sponsorship opportunities still available by any chance?
Yes, and the sponsorship of this event helps us, like I said earlier, pay for the students and their families to attend for free. And of course, it also helps us increase our scholarships. I was sharing with you earlier that last year we offered 117 scholarships, and due to generous support, we increased to 136 this year.
That's
so
fantastic.
Really big jump.
Okay, so sponsors and attendees, you've both got opportunities. Let's go to that long website and support the kids in our community. Crystal, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathy.
Always great to see you.
Same here.
Back to you, Zipporah.
When it comes to the fiber arts like knitting, spinning, and weaving, one of the best places to learn is the DFW Fiber Fest. Kathy traveled to the Irving Convention Center to find out what's new as the event celebrates 10 years.
If you want to learn to knit or crochet, there's a time-honored way.
My grandmother did it before me, and that's where I learned.
And there's a 21st century way.
YouTube, actually.
But if you want full immersion in all things knitting and spinning and felting and more, you want to check out the DFW Fiber Fest.
It is so inclusive. If you just want to do simple scarves and blankets and rectangles and squares, you can do it and nobody cares. If you want to do things like this shawl that is incredible and lace and not square by any means, you can do that too.
Margot Lynn Hablitzel is one of the co-founders of DFW Fiber Fest.
The founding board members, Molly Andrews, Mary Kay Bishop, and Jerry Rigdon. And you know, from the beginning we mixed knitters and crocheters, men and women on the board, to make sure that we had a broad representation and nobody could say, well, you're just a bunch of.
It doesn't look like one person. It's not old ladies. It's young women, it's young men, it's middle-aged, it's old, it runs the gamut.
DFW Fiber Fest was the first show of its kind in the area.
A lot of people will credit me with starting this because I was the one that said, I'm tired of listening to people complain that we don't have this. So I said, why don't we do one?
That's really pretty cool for what started off as a very small show, and now 10 years later, we get to pick and choose who has booths here at our show, who teaches at our show.
This one is a yarn bowl.
Elisa Barton, owner of Knitting Fairy in Grand Prairie, was a vendor at that very first show.
And you can knit with it and it doesn't run away from home while you're knitting. I started with a single table booth, and now I have 4 booths, 400 square feet worth of booth here. I have a 2,000 foot shop
in Grand Prairie. So yeah, we've all grown together, I think.
Since its start in 2005, the show has become the premier fiber festival in North Texas, both for the shopping and sourcing, and the opportunity to learn from luminaries in the world of fiber arts.
It's one of the best ones that I do. I think as a teacher, DFW is really looking for classes that you're not going to find just anywhere.
Yes, we have great teachers. We have regional teachers. We have national, international teachers that want to come to us and teach.
A lot of the people here are really big names in the knitting world. I know I definitely wanted to see Stephanie McPhee.
They have really done a very good job of seeking out people who really know what they're doing and want to pass that knowledge on, which is fantastic because we don't want it to disappear.
This event has a wealth of information and a community of fiber folks who are eager to welcome more to the fold. If you missed this year, not to worry. DFW Fiber Fest returns to the Irving Convention Center in 2016. This is Kathy Whiteman reporting.
Visit dfwfiberfest.org to learn more about the premier fiber festival in North Texas.
Get ready to dance through the decades at Texas Fest 2015. Carolyn Weinzierl and Sam Elder join me with the details. Thank you guys so much for coming today.
Thank you, Kathy.
I will tell you that Texas Fest is one of my favorite events in the community, and I'm always so tickled with the themes that you come up with. So this year the theme, well, I've given a little bit of a hint, dancing through the decades. What's the theme this year, Carolyn?
We are going to have the theme of the Texas Time Machine. And that is going to be related to what you said, the dancing through the decades, and that has to do with our entertainment, which is the fabulous Rotel and the Hot Tomatoes.
How do you get better than Rotel and the Hot Tomatoes? I mean, really. It just sounds like so much fun. So are they like a 60s girl group, or what's the story?
They will be playing music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Oh my goodness. So can people dress up from one of the eras? Is that one of the things you're hoping will happen?
Sam, are you going to dress up?
Well, I'm going to stick with country and western. That's always safe.
It is.
But yes, you can pick a decade and dress it appropriately, and there'll be a contest for best costume.
Oh, how much fun!
Yes,
how much
it's
fun
going to
is
be.
that? The event always provides money for the various charities that the Irving Healthcare Foundation supports, but this year there's something new, and it's going to be very special and very much fun. Can you talk about Canine Companions?
Yes, we're going to have the Canine Companions for Independence, and that's the Kincaid campus. And they're our new addition, and we're going to have a part of the evening be where we have the Raise Your Paws, and the money donated through that will go directly to our Canine Companions for Independence. And we're hoping to have one of them there to join us on stage
that's great.
and show the owner the assistance that this dog provides.
Well, there's so much that we've learned, maybe in the past 15 or 20 years, about the effect that having a pet, some kind of a companion, can for people's health. And this just sort of elevates that. So that's really neat. That's wonderful.
We're excited about that.
So this event always raises money, and you're the sponsorship chair. Are there any more sponsorship opportunities left?
Yes, there are, Kathy. And I appreciate you giving us an opportunity to sit down with you today. We do have sponsorship still available. The viewers can go to healthyirving.org. There's an abundant amount of information there, and we assure that they'll have a great time.
Fantastic. So there's dancing, there's great food, but I haven't said, where's this going to be?
We are located, we're going to have at the evening of April 18th, a Saturday, and it will be held 6:30 p.m. at the Omni Mandalay in Las Colinas.
Oh, fun. Well, I know I'm ready because I've got a beehive wig that I am dying to wear, and the event's always so much fun and for such a worthy cause. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you, Kathy.
Well, thank you again.
It's a pleasure to have you. Back to you, Zipporah.
Here's another look at the way Irving middle schoolers express themselves artistically and a list of ways to explore your creative side about town.
And here are some other exciting events happening about town. If you're looking for a family and pet-friendly event with plenty of extras, don't miss Pet Palooza at the Irving Dog Park, Saturday, March 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the Irving Philharmonic Orchestra of Irving presents Dances with Dvorak, Sunday, March 29th at 3:30 p.m. in Carpenter Performance Hall. Call 972-252-ARTS for ticket information.
Get ready for not one, but two citywide egg hunts to celebrate the holidays. The first is Saturday, March 28th at the Irving Soccer Complex, and the second is Saturday, April 4th at the Heritage Senior Center. Both events run from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. and are divided by age group. For more information, visit cityofirving.org and click the link to citywide egg hunts. And that's all for this edition of About Town. Thanks for joining us.
Please be sure to tune in next time for highlights from Pet Palooza 2015, and we'll meet artist Lyle Novinsky and talk with him about his career in liturgical art.
We'll also continue our student art series with a look at the high school art show.
We'll leave you tonight with the Irving Chorale in performance at their Sing Me Your Story concert on March 21st. For About Town, I'm Kathy Whiteman.
And I'm Zipporah Hopkins. Have a great evening.